Hey everybody, this is Travis over in the remote sensing department at WithersRavenel. We are looking at an LiDAR data set that was captured from 3 LiDAR flights from a Regal Minivux 1. Currently the preview is set on a colorized point cloud, and this colorized point cloud was generated by creating an Ortho Photo that was registered down with multiple panels. That Ortho Photo was then merged with the LiDAR data to give the LiDAR data some colorization to help kind of understand exactly what we're looking at, have better analysis within the site. As we zoom in here, we're looking at the Yates Mill area. You can see that there's the previous structure and all of the dam and associated waterway areas in here. I'm going to switch our preview from the colorization to the LiDAR intensity, and this is going to take a second to load up. Intensity is kind of the red, green, blue colorization that gives us additional information of what that LiDAR data actually went down and reached, and brought back some information of the data point, vegetation, or surface it actually touched. As it's regenerating right now, it's taking a minute because we're working with about 96 million LES points that were generated from 3 of our approximately 18-minute UAS flights. Of those 96 million LiDAR points, about 43 million of them are classified as ground. So that tells us that we're getting really good penetration here on this site to help identify some of these creek banks, structures as we were flying around them at varying slow speeds and an altitude around 200 feet above ground level. I'm just going to keep panning around, just kind of show the data and intensity that we have here on the structures, the mill itself, and some of the roadway and power lines that are adjacent to it. I'm going to turn off all of the data just because it might be a little bit of data overload for you, and then turn on just the ground points and zoom over to an area that I thought was pretty cool. And again, it's kind of regenerating because it takes a minute to bring in all these ground points. You can see that there's a previous stream popped up really clearly, and from those ground points we generate a ground surface model, and that surface model is shown here in the golden surface. This golden surface contains XYZ elevations all across it that we are then going to use to create a contour map. So the contours you see here in green are 1 foot and your red lines are 5 foot. And what I thought was pretty interesting was there's a possible old previous dam right here. Looks like it's a good elevated ground structure, breaks where the creek is at, and then kind of continues over here where it could have been an elevated ground surface as well. If this is kind of hidden a little bit, I'm going to turn on a slope analysis that lets those steep areas kind of pop a little bit. And we do this just to kind of help analyze areas, creek banks, look at kind of the ground within the ground to see what the human eye might be struggling to see. And I'm going to jump across. So this is a paved road here, Lake Wheeler, and we're coming back into the woods over here. But it looks like there could be a possible old road bed right here because width is about the same as a standard road. You can kind of see there could have been a ditch over here and a ditch on this side. So again, that hillshade slope analysis lets some of these features pop a little bit when the contours are turned on as well. And this area here is the creek. And one other little neat visual tool that we can do is to turn on the Ortho Photo that is then draped and merged with that ground surface model. So here kind of gives you just a little bit more analysis and a little low resolution, but it helps us understand and describe tools sometimes of, you got your roadway here, the bridge was removed from the surface, and as you zoom out a little bit we can kind of see the pasture roadway, see kind of some of the side accessory roads in here that are hidden in the grass, parking structures and buildings over here on the northern area as well. So just multiple ways you can look at this LiDAR data, analyze it to extract ground, pull out data from the LAS, or just use different slope analysis to kind of view a site in a way that is nearly impossible or very hard to do when you're walking around the field or the site itself. Appreciate you guys taking a look and look forward to talking to you again. Thank you.